Hello, this is RV Vagabond Jerry, and I am now driving up the east coast of Michigan, and I'm starting here at the little community of Worth, Michigan, and I'm going to be following up the coastline of Lake Huron, going up to Mackinaw City. So I'm going to show you some of the sights along the shores of Lake Huron. And just outside of this little town of Worth is a big casino. And the reason I'm here is because they have not only an RV park with hookups, but they also allow free lot docking in their parking lot. And they have some nice restaurants. So let me show you a little about this place, and then I'm going to take off up the coastline. I got here late yesterday, and first thing is I went in for dinner. They've got a really nice cafe with a fairly extensive menu. And now I'm going back in this morning to have breakfast at that cafe. The breakfast menu is pretty limited, but their lunch and dinner options are much better. Really nice thing is free soft drinks. Let me show you the RV park. Somebody told me it was $20 a day. There's nobody here to check in with. The sign here says they want you to check in with the front desk. Their RV park is pretty simple. No trees, just electric and water. And they do have a big covered picnic pavilion. But since I don't need the hookups, because when I got in last night, it was so cool. Without needing the hookups for air conditioning, I just prefer to stay right in the parking lot, which is free. I've been driving north for about an hour, come to Tawas City, which has a Walmart, by the way. And I want to show you their city park, which is right on the shores of Lake Huron. They have a nice covered picnic area here. And I would say some unique playground equipment here. They have a boat launch here. And there's some very nice residential homes right on the harbor. Guess he's going out fishing today. Must be nice to pull a boat up right to your back door. Nice. Nice park, but the bad news is there's no beach here. It's all lined, shores lined with these heavy boulders. There's also a big harbor right on the other side of these condos, I assume they are. There is some sand on this side, but still nothing that you would call a beach. Now just a couple blocks up the street is Shoreline Park, and they do have beaches here. Not to mention a Tony's taco stand. And then out here is a pier. I'm going to show you that next. It's a really wide pier, and here you can see they do have pretty nice beach. There's some people out there. And over on this side as well. And they have some boat docks down here. Boy, you just can't get away from these guys, can you? So this is where you want to come in this part of Michigan to play on the beach. It really is a nice big beach here. I've driven another half an hour north to the town of Oscoda. I guess is how you pronounce that. So I'm going to show you their beach park. They have a band shell right there. And here's the schedule of the concerts they're giving this summer. They've got volleyball and a playground on the sand. And looks like really nice sand on the beach here. They have a really long, very sturdy pier out there. And it looks like the water is very shallow. These people are quite a ways out, and it is just barely up to their waist. It's a really long beach. And on further down there, looks like there's some beach in front of private homes. That'd be nice to have your own private beach. You might wonder, where does all this sand come from? Well, somebody told me that a lot of it does blow away in the winter and has to be replenished every spring. And they dredge it up from the bottom of the lake. They go way out there where the sand is and just dredge it up. They pile it up into big hills like over there, and then as needed they bring it over and replenish the beach that's blown away in the winter storms. My next stop will be at this lighthouse. They have a one-room schoolhouse here, but school is closed for the summer. Well, I can see in the window here, it still looks like it's been recently used. How about that? And here is a map showing where I'm traveling today. Down here is the Oscoda, where I stopped at the beach. There's the lighthouse, Thunder Bay, and there's the coastline that goes up to the top of Michigan at Mackinaw City. Looks like the lighthouse tower is just about ready for a paint job. And here's a couple old boats. This is a metal boat that was built in 1906. And this one over here is a wooden boat, which is really starting to rot out. Here it has the details about it. It certainly has seen its days. This lighthouse has its own gift shop. And here they have 3 boat rudders made out of wood that are really starting to go bad as well. Here's something I'm not familiar with. I'm not sure why, but they have a bell here. I'm here about noon, and this sign says that it's going to be opening at 2 o'clock. Can you guess what these two devices are? Well, here's the answer. They do have a beach here if you want to go in and cool off. This tells a little history about the lighthouse. And further north is the city of Alpena. Let's take a look at their beach here. Their sand looks pretty good too. And they also have a pretty long pier out there. I notice a lot of city parks are maintained by a Rotary Club or a Lions Club. Something like that, one of those various social service organizations. This is actually a pretty cool day. A little cold and windy, but still people like to come out to the beach. It always amazes me how parks either have these big buildings that are like about the size as an average person's house. Either that or they just have a porta potty. Not much in the middle. And if the wind isn't cool enough for you, well, that looks like the ocean, doesn't it? Well, time to move on to the next stop. And going further north is another lighthouse. You can find it on Google Maps. And this one up there, it doesn't have its own tower. It's just on the roof of this house. And it comes with its own windmill and a beach. And one more thing, poison ivy. This must be the lighthouse curator's car. I wonder if he bought it when it was new. License plate number is 30MODLA. That must be the original license plate. 1930 Model A, I think is what that means. Here's an old horse-drawn buggy. And here's two models of ships. Looks like it's had a lot of wear on it, sitting out here in the weather. Well, I hear some pots and pans banging around in there. So the lighthouse keeper, I guess, is still living here. There's his lawn furniture. And there's a trail going down to the beach. It says shipwreck. Well, let's see what's down there. Well, I guess these wood planks and steel stakes, it's all that's left of the shipwreck. And there's the sign about it right there. I wonder if the fog was so heavy that night that they couldn't even see the light from the lighthouse. Just got all these steel pieces coming right out of the sand. I've seen a lot of lighthouses in my travels, and they've all got some unique feature about them. First one I've seen with the windmill. And this building off to the side of the lighthouse is called the Bunkhouse, which I'm now using as a gift shop. You've got a restroom building, and this building says it's a fog signal building. Both that and the lighthouse were built in 1896. And then one more thing over here. I don't see a sign saying what it is, but I guess that's the name of it, calcite. Whatever it is, it's closed. This whole trip I've been doing up Lake Huron, I have noticed quite a few of these roadside parks. It's just simply a quick road in and out, just like a regular rest stop you would see on a major highway. And they're all just little roadside picnic areas right alongside the lake. They usually are not able to get down to the lake, but it's a nice little stop. And this one has a very rare, old-timey water fountain. You pump this thing about 15-20 times, and that gets water flowing up out of here where you can drink out of it just like a regular water fountain. Now this rest stop is better than some because it's at the lake level. Got a picnic table here very close to it, and a little beach. A lot of these rest stops is a big cliff getting down to the lake, but this one, very easy access, and you can actually just lay out on the beach. It's small, nothing fancy about it, but it could do the trick and have a lot of privacy because there's not going to be a lot of people around here. How do you like these rocks stacked out into the water like that? Wow, that's kind of amazing, isn't it? Well, I only got one more stop to make, so let's go. This is downtown Mackinaw City, and I'm here to go in and look at the Mackinaw Bridge Museum, which I am just about ready to cross. The museum is on the second floor of this pizza restaurant, and it doesn't open until 11 a.m. and I don't want to wait here for an hour. I was in here 2 or 3 years ago and I did make a video, so I will put in the description below a link to that video. And by the way, they have free parking right in the middle of the street here. It's in the middle of 2 blocks of all kinds of touristy stores on both sides of the street, which is something else I don't care much for. Personally, not really big into just shopping, but this is the place you want to come if you want to see the touristy places around here. And the reason why the bridge has its own museum is because it is a very historic bridge, and a lot of people have called it the most dangerous bridge in the country, which it's only a little dangerous when the winds are really high and the bridge gets a rocking back and forth. When it's like that, they close the bridge. They don't risk people when the bridge is just rocking left and right. It can be dangerous. So I'm going to cross the bridge and video a little bit of it for you. Well, I'm going up on the bridge now, and this is Lake Huron, and on this side of the bridge is Lake Michigan. The bridge is 5 miles long, and it was built in 1957. There is a toll booth on the other side of the bridge, so you pay once you get over onto the north side of it. When I was here before, I came across this bridge going south, and I remember that the toll was a little hefty. Forget what it was, maybe $12, $15, something like that. I'm gonna get over in the right lane here where it's a little quieter. You see, they have the 2 middle lanes with those steel grates or whatever you call them. Well, folks, let me know how you like the video. Good day.